My point is, sometimes it's nice to just be upfront with it. So like NC State, how are you going to play today against Georgia Tech? Hey, by the way, I'm judging your answer. And it's not just winning. I'm not sitting here saying this is some kind of must win, although I will pay attention to the score. I'm judging them based on how they play. I'm judging effort. I'm judging body language. I'm judging, does it look like you want to be there? Because the resetting of expectations has down, right? It's started with college football playoff, then it was compete for ACC championship, then it was maybe win 8 games, then it was the bowl eligibility is where you are now. How have you maintained your program's focus? Dave Doeren, the head coach, spoke to the media on how important it is to become bowl eligible.
Yeah, I think it matters a lot from a legacy standpoint for the senior class. They don't want to be the ones that didn't get it done here recently. And developmentally, you've heard me talk about how important practices are to young guys and our ability to assess what they need to work on going into the winter program. So they have a window of time to improve before spring ball. It's really telling when you get into these practices what guys are good at, and for us, it helps us, kind of shape them. So, hey, here's what we need to see in 7 weeks when we start playing ball again. So, yeah, you would love to have that opportunity, and obviously we got 2 tough matchups here back-to-back, and we need to get at least one of them, and we'd love to finish with 2 wins here in the regular season.
Now I know Dave Doeren and most coaches, outside of a select few, don't love media, but I'm going to need roughly 15,000 times more energy from the team tonight than from Dave Doeren in that answer right there. Oh, you got to play well, and you get extra 7 weeks. No, I need somebody with their hair on fire. That's what I'm judging. Yes, I don't want to downplay I want the play caller to call a great play, scheme a player open. I want the player to execute. That's awesome. But when you cross the end zone, when you get into the end zone, when you cross the goal line, does it feel like you are wildly, wildly happy and proud and the work has paid off in a way that ended up in the end zone? Or does it feel like you scored and went, finally? Because that's different. Go back and watch. There was a short touchdown catch from KC Concepcion, right at one of the low points of NC State's season. It was on the right side, like a 2-yard catch or whatever it was. He caught it, and you would have thought he just walked into the DMV and saw a long line. It was the end zone in a college football game for an ACC preseason all-ACC player. Now, at that point in the season, okay, young player, frustrating year, not getting the ball as much as he wanted, probably had dreams of being the Politnikoff Award winner. So I get it. The emotions get away with you. Coming out of a bye week where the coaching staff, the leaders, the veterans should have had extra time to make sure every single player's head is in the right place. I can't accept that this week. Against Georgia Tech, who, by the way, Georgia Tech will test you, right? They will physically challenge you. So you know what to expect. You know what you're walking into. It's, I've been thinking a lot about Tyson fights just because the Mike Tyson fight just happened, if you call it that. The exhibition where Mike Tyson and one of the Paul brothers walked around the ring together for a while. But because of that, old Tyson fights have been on my my Instagram feed and my Twitter feed a lot. X feed, whatever you want to call it. So I've been watching these, and it was unbelievable when Tyson was in his prime, how many fighters fell for the exact same thing. First 30 seconds of the fight, the same duck, the same foot replacement to the left, the same right hook, right to the dome, knocked out. And what you start to realize is no one was surprised by what was coming. They just didn't have the ability nor the plan to stop it. Now, I am far from saying Georgia Tech is Mike Tyson, but what I am saying is their predictability is Mike Tyson-like. All right, the quality, I mean, prime Mike Tyson in the ring is a different beast, but NC State should know what to expect, which means you should have a good plan for it. And you should be able to get your team, your players, to sell out to execute that plan. It's actually kind of funny if you watch it. And Dennis, you can probably chime into this as someone that's coached college sports before. It seems like the more losses you pile up, the more and more you become like a very, very animated youth coach.
I get what you're saying.
When things are going well, your creativity is on, your innovation is switched on. You're thinking of, we've been doing this well, so the defense is going to do this to stop us, so then we can counter their counter with this, and you turn into like a mad scientist. But when things are going poorly, you're just looking at your players going, listen, if you're going to make a mistake, make it going 110 miles an hour, right? Like I want to, if you get a penalty for a late hit, I don't condone it, but it would make me feel good if you're running and hitting somebody. Like you just become more and more of an animated Pop Warner coach. Nothing dirty, but play as hard as you possibly can. With every loss State has suffered, it does seem like they're getting closer. Like at the beginning of the year, it was, let's see how many different ways Robert and I can scheme open KC Concepcion. Let's see the distribution from Grayson McCall. Remember him? From Grayson McCall getting the ball to all of these different points in the offense. The defense. Oh boy, Tony Gibson may not have the talent he had last year, but I want to see the creativity and scheme he uses to cover up deficiencies on the defense. We were excited about innovation. Then there's a loss and another loss. Then they get absolutely smacked. Then there's a loss. And all of a sudden now I'm judging you on your effort. Run the ball downhill. Once or twice for me, offensive line. Open up a hole. Let Hollywood Smothers get going. CJ Bailey, hunt for completions. I don't care if you throw 20 completions for 100 yards. Get them completed after being below 50% last week. Some drops contributed to that, not putting it all on the young quarterback. I'm judging NC State tonight. The question is, does this game matter to you? And just so you know, I'm judging your answer.
Yeah, I always felt as a coach, if you were struggling at this point of the season, this late in the year, there's the notion out there, I say notion, but there's always that mindset of, hey, when things are going great, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all in when things are going great. It's okay, now when you have a setback, or you're like, I'm going to check out. I'm like, well, then guess what? I don't want to play with you. I don't want to play for you. I don't want to play alongside you, if that's how you're going to be, because I'm still in this.
Yep.
And that's really where you get tested as a player and as a coach. I've seen coaches check out. Like, believe it or not, I've seen it. I've seen coaches be like, well, whatever this, like they don't game plan as hard, they don't whatever it might be. I'm like, well, what are you doing here then? I've played for those coaches before. I'm like, I literally one time challenged my coach, like, what are we doing?
To just stay in the cliche world, it's the difference between a thermostat and a thermometer person. Thermostat and a thermometer person.
Mm-hmm.
A thermometer goes, all right, the players are checking out. Why am I going to put in all this effort as a coach, right?
Yeah.
Some of these guys don't want to be here. We're not very good. I'm going to sleep in today. A thermostat is like, no. If you lower, I'm bringing it back up. I'm the one getting you back bought in. So that's basically what I'm judging. It doesn't have to be coach, right? It could be a veteran. It could be a freshman refusing to let the temperature in the room go down regardless of what's happening.